Hey, what's up everybody? I'm back in Central Park and today I'm going to show you some of the best statues throughout the park. Some are interesting, some are hidden, and some are just really famous, like this one, Balto. So I got my son Kai here. It's an Instagram famous spot. You just gotta put the kid up on Balto and take a picture and it blows up on Instagram. So definitely do that if you've got kids. The zoo has lots of fun statues, like all the ones up here around the Delacorte clock that spin and dance while the clock plays music on the half hours. It's really cool. There's also a dancing bear and a dancing goat. They're gonna do their own thing and I'm gonna run around the park. At the southern tip of the mall, which is this long straightaway behind me, there are a bunch of statues of famous writers. And what would a bunch of statues of famous writers be without Shakespeare? Between the mall and the sheep meadow is another statue that most people just overlook. It's the Native American hunter. I really like it. It's really fantastic detail. Our next statue is straight up the mall and behind the band shell. So let's get up there. There's the band shell, but quick detour because I really like the eagle over here and I forgot about him. Check them out. 2 eagles taking out a goat. Okay, now across to the band shell. So behind the band shell is the summer stage area where they do all the free concerts in Central Park. And then right in front of summer stage is this plaza with a statue of Mother Goose. So there's Mother Goose with her glasses and she is riding on a goose. And then hanging on to the goose, there's little Bo Peep and a couple of her sheep. You got Humpty Dumpty back here. I'm not sure, is that the pie with the blackbirds in it? We got little Tom Thumb, pull out a plum. Who's over here? So I think, oh, that's the dog with the bone, old Mother Hubbard. So I've cut across the park on 72nd Street, this is just on the south tip of the lake, to see the Falconer because I'm an immature boy. It's a really cool statue just by itself. But if you walk back this way and look at him from this angle, he looks like he's just really happy to be here in the park. Okay, let's kick the maturity level back up a notch and we'll go over to Bethesda Fountain. Bethesda Fountain was designed in 1868 by Emma Stebbins. And not only is it one of the main focal points in all of Central Park, but it's notable because it's the first time that a woman was commissioned by New York City to do a major sculpture of art. The name Bethesda actually comes from the Bible in John chapter 5, where it talks about a fountain that healed people when an angel came down and touched the waters. You guessed it, there's our angel. This statue is also called the Angel of the Waters. And the angel sits atop 4 cherubs, representing temperance, purity, health, and peace. Alright, we're gonna go back up to the east side of 72nd Street to the top of Pilgrim Hill now. So yeah, that's a statue of a pilgrim on top of a hill, which makes this Pilgrim Hill. The reason that you should care about Pilgrim Hill is because this is the best sledding spot in all of the park. And this hill leads down to the Conservatory water with all the remote control sailboats and 2 more statues that we're gonna check out. So if you go into that building, you can rent a remote control and a sailboat and cruise it around the lake here. Just west of the Conservatory water is another literary giant, Hans Christian Andersen. He wrote The Little Mermaid, Emperor's New Clothes, Snow Queen, which is what Frozen is based off of, and let's see what he's writing here. The Ugly Duckling. There he is. And just north of the Conservatory waters is another crowd favorite, South of Wonderland. The whole gang is here, from the White Rabbit, to the Mad Hatter, Cheshire Cat, and even the Caterpillar makes an appearance. See if you can find him. I'm not going to show you where he is. What is that guy? I don't remember him in the story. By the way, if you're curious when to come to the park to see all the trees in bloom like this, end of April, beginning of May. It's one of the best times to explore the entire park because everything is so pretty. We're going to cut up the hill towards the turtle pond, but as you do, keep your eyes peeled for a stealthy panther. Look at him just stalking his prey. And pounce. Next to the turtle pond is the Polish King. So this guy was in the Polish pavilion at the 1939 World's Fair. But the reason I love it is because he's awesome and he knows it. Look at him holding the swords over his head like that. He's like, what? I'm the king. Cutting across the pond and the Great Lawn all the way to the west side where Delacorte Theater's at. This is where Shakespeare in the Park is played every night in the summer. And we're gonna check out Romeo and Juliet. I really love the look of them, how they're intertwined and how they're elongated. It's a great statue. And just so Romeo and Juliet don't get all the love, that's the Tempest. Okay, we're gonna cut back across to the east side of the park, just south of the Met Museum. We're gonna find a group of bears. A group of bears. So that's the Met, and that's the group of bears. This group of bears can actually be found in the park 3 different places. One right here below the Met, one inside the Met, and one on the other side. That one's really small though. Can we talk about this gate for a second though? How cool is that? Let's cut back into the park in between the Met and the Great Lawn. This is Alexander Hamilton. Just in case you can't get tickets to see him on Broadway, he's always on display for free here in Central Park, although he's not quite as entertaining. We're gonna hop up to the reservoir, take a run around the track, see the cherry trees are in blossom, and then see the last of our statues. So if you've ever run around the track of the reservoir, you recognize this spot behind me. But if you come around on East Side Drive, there's a statue of Fred Lebow. He was the founder of the New York City Marathon. And you can find him here throughout the year, except in November during the New York City Marathon. They actually pick up the statue and move him over to the finish line, which ends here in Central Park, but on the other side of the park. So it's fitting that his statue will be right here, where everybody runs on East Side Drive, on the bridle path, and on the reservoir track. Okay, I'm gonna run 15 blocks straight up the east side of the park to the Conservatory Gardens. 20 blocks is 1 mile, so I will see you in 3/4 of a mile. All right. Okay, the Conservatory Garden is closed for a benefit today, so let's cut to tomorrow. And now I have my wife and baby with me. So let's go check out the 2 statues in here. So the Conservatory Garden is split up into 3 separate gardens that are very distinct in style. This is the Italian garden, and then to the south of it is England, and to the top is French. The English side over here has a nice little pond, really serene and calm with this statue in the middle of it, bird bath, and birds love it, I love it. It's a great place to just relax and just get some peace and solitude. This is the French side. You can see it's much more open and the hedges are more sculpted than over on the English side. And the tulips in here during the spring are gorgeous. My favorite is the sculpture in the center. These are the dancing maidens. Okay, there's one more statue, but I actually filmed that yesterday, so let's cut back to yesterday. Our final statue is all the way at the northeast corner of the park, where 110th and 5th Avenue intersect. This is Duke Ellington. 9 muses support a pedestal with Mr. Duke Ellington and his grand piano. He's got his own little amphitheater on both sides of 5th Avenue. He stands up on a pedestal looking out over everything. That's it for my little tour of the statues in Central Park. Remember, these are just a few of my favorites. There are actually over 80 statues, sculptures, monuments throughout the park. So if I missed some of your favorites, write them in the comments below. Tell me which ones are your favorites and we'll get them on the next video. If you want to see some more videos about Central Park, check out these ones over here. I'm in the park all the time. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe because we got lots more adventures here in the park, throughout New York City, and around the world coming up soon. See you later. Bye.